So I guess number one is your quality of sleep does matter. I sleep in a cold room, like I sleep with lots of blankets. I'm always hot. Like when I'm anxious or upset, I get even more hot. So I sleep in a cold room. That helps me. And if you have a schedule, your anxiety, you can kind of like, go to bed at 11 o'clock every night, get up at 8 a.m. I don't have that luxury because I work retail and I'm a manager, so I work all over the board. So what I use is melatonin to help me sleep. So when I do sleep, I sleep, So I take 5 milligram Walgreens brand liquid melatonin, and that helps my quality of sleep. I also have TMJ, and I grind my teeth when I'm stressed. I used to do it at night all the time at Walmart, and I got diagnosed with TMJ when I went to a dentist because I'm like, I think I have like 8 cavities, and the guy's like, no, you just grind your teeth. I'm like, what? And my sister has that too, so it's in the family. So melatonin helps me sleep, and I find that the quality's better, and I'm not having as many crazy dreams because I'm kind of just like, It doesn't help everyone, but for me, because of my irregular schedule, I find that the melatonin helps me. So if you have any issues sleeping or just you don't have a regular schedule, that helps. I take it every day. I don't know what's recommended for you. I take the liquid. I take that little cup every day when I go to bed, like half an hour before I sleep, and I go to bed. So that's what I do, because sometimes I just can't knock out, and that's the problem. So that's one thing. Hold on. So that's number one. Another thing I guess would be knowing your triggers and how to deal with them, and also just standing up for yourself, because that is a big thing with anxiety. I am a people pleaser. I'm a yes woman. I'm not as much anymore, but like it used to stress me out more and more, and I never really tied it all together. So I feel like knowing your triggers and telling people when, hey, you gotta stop this shit. You are triggering me. You're making me anxious. You are making me feel worse. I need you to get off my case. These are the things you need to do. I'm very, now that I've been diagnosed with it, it's a lot easier. I used to internalize a lot of things and not know what was wrong with me, but speaking your mind helps a lot. So for me, I have certain triggers. So I don't like people who seem like they're talking shit about me, or if they're talking shit about me and go into other people above me so they can get me in trouble. That's something that triggers me, because that happened at Walmart, and it happened when I was a teacher twice. When I was subbing too, when I was working at that middle school, they all talk shit behind my back, and they never brought it to my attention except for 2 times when my class was really rowdy, or misbehaved, rowdy. So those kinds of things, I don't like conspiring. That triggers me. So that's number one. My issues not being taken seriously is a trigger for me, because at Walmart I was harassed by a coworker and they did nothing about it, and the management was just looking for a way to get rid of me because I was a problem child. So that's a trigger for me. I don't like being rushed or babysat, because it just makes me feel worse. My boss, as soon as I breathe or put something down, oh, good, do this. And if you ask me every 10 minutes, how you doing, Elise? What you doing? What you do? Ooh, do this, that. If you're just very on my case, I feel suffocated, and it annoys me, because it kind of brings me back to when I was a child. Because my parents were always like that, and now it's I can't deal with it anymore. It's just help me. So I don't like being smothered or babysat, and because my boss the other night when I got upset with him, mind you, he said some disrespectful things, we don't have time for your mental health issues right now. I need you to finish the totes. I lost my mind, because I just kept saying, I want to sit down for 5 minutes. I need to be left alone for 5 minutes, and you said previously, I want to sit, if you need a break, just tell me, go sit down, I'll cover you. Now all of a sudden that no longer applies, so, yeah, again, not taking my issues seriously triggers me, because in the past, that's happened at many jobs, where I've complained about a coworker, because things are getting worse, or they're not doing what they're supposed to do, or they're bothering me, and all of a sudden that's issue. I told that to my boss right when I started. I'm listen, I had an issue with a guy harassing me, and they didn't do anything about it. He was looking to get me fired. It was a whole thing. So you guys listen when I have a complaint, right? And they're like, yeah. And it's like, if you have more than 2, it seems like it bothers people. So it's like, there's certain things now I just don't talk to about or talk to my boss about, even though I should be able to, but like, so that triggers me. So not being taken seriously, conspiring, bombarding and suffocating, and babysitting me is one. And I have other little ones, like, but like, those are the ones that really bother me, because it's like workplace and stuff like that, and like, I work my ass off and I try to do my job as best as possible, but there are times I need to do certain things. Like, my boss tells me I can relax and he tells me I can't. Like, I want to look at my phone because that's the one thing I can control. Like, when I'm having a moment and I just want to look at my phone real quick, all of a sudden he's yelling at me while you're on your phone at work, you know. Those are things that bother me. So try to keep note of those and try to, like, you know, there's avoid or attack your problems. Now, a lot of these I cannot avoid because it's my job, so I try to deal with it as much as possible, and I just, you know, I attack it at this point. So you either deal with it or, you know, you try to get yourself out of that situation. Like Walmart, when I was being harassed and my issues were not being taken care of and my bosses were trying to fire me, I just left. I put in notice without having a job. Luckily, Walgreens called me. I was about to be unemployed for a couple months if that was not the case. So like, and I've done that. I've left school, like, cause it was bothering me, and like, I probably could have finished my bachelor's degree my master's degree just to get it done, and I'm sick of running away from my problems. I'm sick of changing my job. I'm sick of not having health insurance 3 months at a time, you know, so it's like, at the end of the day, I feel like I'm done running, because there's going to be a point where you're sick of running. So this is the point where you got to stand up for yourself. So, like yesterday, or day before yesterday, when my boss was upsetting me with that comment and those types of things, and, you know, we went in the stock room because he didn't want this on the floor to be heard, and blah, blah, blah. And he said, you know, basically either boss up or walk out right now, and there's the door. And I said, I'm gonna do my job. I need you to get off my case for 5 minutes. I need to calm down. You said I could do this, and then you said, oh, we're too busy for your mental health issues, and I don't appreciate that comment. I just want to sit down, I want to cry it out, and I want to just have 5 minutes to myself. I tried to tell you this 3 times, and you would not listen to me, right? And then, all of a sudden, like, mind you, he changed his demeanor because he knew I was about to walk out. And that was going to be a mistake for him, because I could have easily gotten, like, someone above him. You know, if I did quit or get fired, I could get him in trouble for that comment, right? So he backed off. So sometimes there's a certain point with your anxiety, because people don't understand you or they refuse to acknowledge it, you need to stand up for yourself. And it is completely valid, okay? Like, obviously, be professional. Like, my situation was not very professional, but it's very important to stand up for yourself, because I've been the yes woman all my life, like, especially at Target. Oh, Elise will do it. Oh, Elise will do it. Oh, give it to Elise. I'd have all my own crap to do, and they'd ask me, hey, can you put out these cages? No. No, but, you know, so there's sometimes just a point. You gotta have a breaking point before you lose your mind. And that is very important, so that's something. Let's see. So for me, I can't do energy drinks anymore. I can't do it. Like, they say limit your caffeine, or, oh, don't drink any coffee. I have to drink coffee because I've been drinking it since I was 7. And my job I work all hours of the day. I wake up needing a cup to begin with, and it's just like, I could have to do overnight one night. I might have to do 2 to 10, then I gotta come back 10 to 6. I gotta do 7 to 3. I gotta do 3 to 10. Like, it's just a mess, right? Sometimes I gotta work 10 to 8 in the morning, or 10 to 7 in the morning. Like, overnight. Like, so for me, coffee is my life. Like, but what I've noticed is I gotta limit my caffeine. I'm not cutting it out completely. Some people, they just can't drink any coffee or caffeine because it will ruin their life. But, like, for me, I have to have it. So I drink 2 cups of coffee a day, but I cut the energy drinks. I'm still kind of in a withdrawal period, so I'm done with Monster. At least I hope, because, like, oh boy, that was making me fucking crazy. I didn't even know it, because, like, you're just in that, oh, it worked, oh, and then you go do your job. And then it's like, Elise, why are you flipping out? What do you mean, why am I flipping out? Like, it gets to me. It really gets to me. One of my bosses drinks Red Bull. Like, he drinks Red Bull with water. So I try to just drink all water, and I have 2 cups of coffee a day. Sometimes I have iced tea instead, but like, I don't do the soda thing anymore, and I feel a lot better. I lost weight because of the soda. I think I lost 10 pounds because of soda alone, because I used to drink 2 of those a day, plus a cup of coffee or 2, and then sometimes I'd have energy drinks. Oh my god, I was crazy at Target. Like, how did anyone hire me? Like, I used to drink like 5 or 6 caffeinated beverages a day, and that's just way too much coffee, way too much caffeine. Now I just have 2 cups of coffee. I always want a 3rd cup, but I'm trying not to. I've been doing good so far. Yeah, so I try to limit myself to 2 caffeinated beverages a day and just drink water. There are times I'll get in Arizona or something at work. I had a headache yesterday, so I had what are those? Like those Starbucks drinks that they sell in the glass bottle. So that's probably why I was flipping out. Or no, it was 2 days ago. Yesterday was fine. 2 days ago, I had my regular caffeine. So it doesn't always equate, but I try to limit myself to 2 caffeinated beverages a day. Alright, so this one is hard for me to do, but like at the end of my shift, no matter what it is, I'm always wound up. So what I have to do is I have to cool down somehow when I go home. For me, it's to eat something, and like that's an emotional thing. Like at Walmart, when I was stressed, I used to emotionally eat. I'd eat like a Slim Jim and a thing of Pringles, like, and that's bad because like I could always eat. I always eat a lot of food. Like my bosses even say, like, damn, Elise, like you're this big and you eat a lot of food. I'm like, I'm Italian also, so it's like food. Food is my life, but I've noticed, like, if I go home and I have, like, a snack, I'm good. But it has to be a snack. Like, it can't be a whole-ass meal. Because at Walmart, I ballooned up to almost 160 pounds. I was, like, I think I was 160 at one point before I left. Like, it got crazy, like, because I was emotionally eating. When I was stressed out at work, because I'd be running and doing all this stuff, and I'd be dealing with customers yelling at me, calling me racist, calling the cops on me, like, all this shit, right? So it's like, but I notice for me, food calms me down when I'm upset. So when I go home, I have a snack or something. If it's like normal dinner time, I'll eat dinner. But if I work till 10, I can't have a whole ass meal because it was ruining my metabolism. And when I've noticed when you're stressed or depressed, if not both, your metabolism's working in the negative way. It's either you're not eating or you're not, you're either losing weight or you're gaining weight. So for me, that calms me down. Like, I tend to gravitate towards soup or something. If I'm stressed out, I get a bowl of soup. Like something hot, and I don't know why. Soup is calming. If you want a recommendation, fuck tea, have a bowl of soup, alright? I bought chicken broth, and I bought concentrate. You just put 2 little tablespoons, and then you fill it up with water, and then you can put your stuff in it, or you could just eat the broth. That's what I do, so I have a little ritual when I go home, and it's like, usually I go home and I down a bottle of water because I'm always thirsty and dehydrated at work. Like, I used to be so much better, and I used to pee clear. That's a whole nother thing with anxiety too. I've noticed the more I'm dehydrated, the more in a fog I am, and the more prone to anxiety I am. So if you are anxious, you need to make sure you are hydrated because you might just be going crazy. So that's one. Along with the de-stressing procedure and activity, you also gotta have something you look forward to or do as a hobby. Now for me, it used to be retail therapy, and that would, my credit cards, I'm still paying them off, and it's been like 2 years. But you gotta have some sort of hobby to like appreciate or look forward to. Like now I'm back into my makeup, but I notice when I'm depressed or burnt out, I won't do makeup, and then I feel like trash because I didn't do my makeup. But it's like I don't want to do my makeup when I wake up in the morning, because I'm like, oh, I gotta go to work, and then I don't want to do my makeup. So for me, it's putting on makeup or what's the other one? Cosplay, YouTube. YouTube is a way I de-stress, which YouTube gets me stressed, but it also helps me de-stress because I don't do it anymore, like to the point where I'm looking for views or just trying to, make trendy thumbnails. Like, I'm not putting as much effort in anymore because there's no point, because this algorithm doesn't want to promote certain things anymore, so I just do it. For me, it's like a diary at this point, so that's something you could do, like, you know, like you need a hobby. Like, you can't just go to work all day. Like, I remember when I was working at Target, I think, like, work was my hobby, and that was my problem, and it was why it was stressing me out. And I was just a team member at the time, but, like, it used to stress me out really bad, so you gotta have a life out of work, even if it's, like, and it can't just be your boyfriend or your parents or, like, whoever you live with. Like, it can't be a person, because, like, my boyfriend's a real estate agent, and he works at Whole Foods, so it's, like, I hardly ever see this man sometimes. Like, today, like, he texted me 3 times when he was supposed to come over, and it's like, it's probably not gonna happen today, you know? Like, so it can't be a person, because that's not reliable, so it has to be an activity. Some people use the gym. I don't like working out because I also have asthma. I don't know half the time if I can't breathe, if it's because of my asthma or my anxiety. It's one or the other for me. Sometimes it's both. Sometimes you're having a panic attack and you can't breathe, and then you start wheezing because of your asthma, and you're just hyperventilating. Like, that could happen to you. So for me, my activity is not the gym. I just do, like, social media stuff. Like, right now I'm trying to do a lot of sponsorships and brand deals, and my hands are freezing, by the way. I'm trying to warm up my hands. Like, a lot of Instagram sponsorship type of deals. Like, I got this necklace from a store called Pompeii, P-A-L-M-P-E, and I have a code. I'll put it in the description. I think it's P-A-L-M-P-E-L E-L or E-L-S. I'll put it in the description because I don't remember. Because that's something that makes me feel more validated. It's just stuff like that. So you need an activity. I think I talked about this in another take, but you gotta have something in your daily that, like, if you're having a freak out moment and you could kind of squash it, like something that calms you down. For me, it's my phone, because I can control my phone, unless I can't control my phone, but like 9 times out of 10, you know, I could call someone, I could text someone, I could do all the stuff that I need to calm me down because I have my phone. Like, I don't like leaving it in the office. That makes me anxious, because I remember my boss said I had to, like, oh, like, why do you guys all have your phones? Like, you should put them in your locker. Like, no, because then if someone goes in my locker and steals it, I have to beat somebody up. But you know, I gotta have something on you that calms you down. I also have, like, you know, I have my pills. I sound like Shane. I have, my oil. I have my inhaler. You know, I have other stuff. I have Monk. I don't use it all the time, but sometimes I do. I go outside and have a puff of my Monk, and it's like, it kind of calms me down. Sometimes it doesn't even work, but you gotta have, like, an item or something on you on the daily that will calm you down, because it's just, you need something. If you're gonna freak out, like, and don't depend on medication if you don't have to, obviously. Like, for me, I just have that in case I freak the fuck out, but, like, for me, it's my phone. That helps me, because then it's like, I can hold it, like, because that's, like, one of the things I get anxious about. Where's my phone? Like, I'm always looking for my phone, even though it's, like, usually right next to me. It's a problem. I have Tile, and I still lose my phone, but at the end of the day, you gotta have something that helps calms you down, like, in the moment, even if it's, like, holding your phone, because that's helpful to me. So, like, it doesn't have to be an electronic device. Like, today I was kind of, like, anxious walking around. I had this crazy dude asking me where he could get some heroin. I'm like, dude, you look like you think I know where I would get heroin, like, because, like, he was annoyed. I said, like, I don't have any cash, if that's what you're asking, because that's usually how they start. Like, oh, can I ask you a question? Like, no. And then he's like, I'm just looking for some weed, and, like, actually, really, heroin would be nice. So, like, do you know where I could get any? I'm like, no. And, like, I was anxious, but I was holding my vlogging camera in my hands because my phone was in my pocket, and that helped me. I don't bring my vlogging camera very often because, like, at the end of the day, it's like, I don't want to lose my $1,000 camera. But that helped me today. So something like that. Something to hold. Something to help calm you down. One thing. To cope with your anxiety and, like, for depression also, do not use shopping or financial things to get you more in trouble. Because I have, you know, bought useless crap I don't need from Target, and I still do it, but it's not as bad as it used to be. Like Sephora and Amazon, I'm still trying to pay off. They actually said, like, they'll never give me a credit card ever again, so once I'm done paying this off. Like, I'll never have an Amazon credit card ever again, which is a joke because I have their Amazon Visa. I have the $500 Visa card, but I guess it means I can no longer have a line of credit with them because I stiffed them for too long, which it was only a couple months. Like, come on, Amazon. Right? Like, Amazon, I could get anything I wanted, and I would literally just put it on the credit card. I'd pay it down, and I'd freaking do it all over again. But a lot of it was school, too. I would rent instruments. I'd buy all my textbooks. Like, why would you give someone who makes $12,000 a year a $3,000 credit line? Like, just think about that for a minute. So don't rely on, like, financial things like, you know, credit cards or anything like that, like, to go get you something that you want just because, like, oh, I deserve a prize, like, you know, stuff like that, because, like, that's how we deal with stuff. We don't think like that, but in the end, it's like, oh, I'm stressed out, ooh, but, like, or what is it, like, temporary satisfaction, oh, like, if I got this lipstick, I'll be less stressed out, or, oh, like, this cheered me up, like, and then you go and spend $56 on an hourglass powder that you don't need, right? So, like, don't rely on money for those types of things. Food, too, because you're either gonna gain too much weight or you're just wasting money on food, if not both. So try to balance those things. Oh, if we're going into the whole caffeine thing, I've noticed I can't do sugar like I used to. Part of it is my TMJ. My teeth are kind of sensitive. I don't eat as much sweets anymore. I also have a new allergy that I never had in my life. I have a tree nut allergy, like, really bad. Not as bad as, like, anaphylaxis, but I get what's called slow anaphylaxis, which means I'm probably gonna turn out like my sister who's airborne anaphylaxis. Like, she can't smell peanut butter, she'll die. Like, I still have hives from a couple days ago when a customer contaminated me. Like, it's not good. I am somewhat airborne, but not really. I mean, it's more of like if I touch it, I break out. It goes right to my face now, so, like, I can't have a lot of those cookies anymore or anything like that's really bad. A lot of chocolate bars are made in a factory with nuts, and honestly, I feel better. I don't, like, gravitate. I would love to have a freaking, whatchamacallit, a Three Musketeers bar, but it'll kill me. And at the end of the day, it's not good for me anyway, so when I have chocolate, it has to be like hot cocoa or something, because those types of things people do when they're stressed out or they're upset and they need a boost. For me, I don't have as much chocolate and stuff anymore. For me, it's salty snacks, which is worse, but I feel like that stuff, because I used to eat it a lot back in the day, like, that used to probably make my anxiety worse. So, like, yeah, caffeine is a thing. See, my jaw's clutching. I hate TMJ. But, I would try to cut out as unnecessary sugar that you don't need, because it's not worth it, and sometimes it feeds into your bullshit, and it just kind of makes it worse. And it's like, oh, I'm having a bad day, I should get a candy bar. Or like, oh, fuck this place, like, I'm upset, like, I'm gonna go have a Butterfinger. I used to love those, but that would kill me now. I'd die. So, like, those types of snacks I don't find help me when I was anxious, so I just don't recommend them. If you can cut them out of your life, it'll help you out a lot. I used to do certain things when I come home, like do bath bombs, but I kept getting UTIs. If those help you and you don't have sensitive parts down there, those used to calm me down a lot. I used to use the Dr. Teal's ultra moisturizing, there we go, ultra moisturizing bath bombs. Or, like, I can't, because I would get UTIs or, like, yeast infections from those. Even as a kid, I couldn't even use, like, the fun soaps that were probably terrible for your skin. Like, I couldn't use any of that. So, but some people really like that stuff, or, like, what I find helps me is lighting a candle. Like, I want to take a bath and, like, light a candle and see if that benefits me, but I can't use half of those bath salt things. I have an IUD, so that's also probably why I'm prone to UTIs. Like, I'm clean down there, don't misunderstand, but some people think that stuff helps them, so I'm putting it on the table. For me, it doesn't help me, but it might help you. What else? A lot of stuff doesn't help me. Yeah, I guess just always have someone to talk to about your issues. Like for me, I can't talk to my parents about this kind of stuff because of like my upbringing and just they don't understand it. They never will, right? So, I talk to my boyfriend or my friends because they understand, they'll listen to me because they get it. They get where I'm coming from, they're in my age group and stuff like that definitely helps. If not, there's numbers to call. You could reach out to people online. Some people use Whisper and stuff like that, like my friend does. I don't really like Whisper because usually it's people messaging you about something that's like, you post like, I like apple pie, and it's like, you wanna meet up somewhere? Like, no, dude. So there's obviously resources for these things. There's hotlines to call, or you could just, for me, it's my friends and my family because that kind of thing. My boyfriend's my family. All right, like we're not married yet, but we might as well be. That's coming, but not anytime soon. I can't talk to my immediate parents about it. Like I can talk to my sisters about it. Mostly my oldest sister, because she's kind of just like me with the anxiety and the depression and all this other stuff. We're very similar. We also look very similar. It's just we're 14 years apart. So you gotta have your people you can lean on, and don't feel like a burden. I always do, but they always tell me I don't, and I don't think they'd lie to me. So if you like have that vet buddy that you need, use it. Like, don't feel ashamed, because like I forever would internalize stuff and like, oh, like, I don't want to bother my mom, or I don't want to bother my dad because like they already got enough on their plate, or oh, they don't want to listen to me, and it's like that's the voice in your head telling you that like just to succumb to this bullshit. But you gotta have a vet buddy or somebody, even if it's just like a Facebook messenger chat. Like I have Lauren, I have Maddie, I have all my friends. I could call Ileana at a drop of a hat, but yeah, it's just like for me, you gotta know who you could talk to, because that also could stress you out too, because for example, I can't talk to my parents about it. If I tell my mom and dad, oh, I'm getting worse with this stuff and I need help, they don't want to hear it. They just start talking like, oh, they just start talking crazy. And it makes me feel worse. Like, even like when I talked about my charity events to my boss, they were like making fun of me and all this other crap. It made me feel worse. It was something I was excited about. I should have just showed my coworker in the photo department who would actually listen to me and be like, oh, that's cute, or like, oh my god, like, no. So you gotta know who you could talk to. It's honestly like a very useful skill that I feel like is not, or something in anxiety that's not talked about. Like, you gotta know what to avoid, and sometimes it's certain people with your problems. So I guess that would be my last one. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If I think of anything, I'll put it in the comments below. The fact that I still have hides on my face from 5 days ago is wild. Total ADD moment. I think I have ADD or ADHD. I don't know if it's stress. I need to go to a doctor, but now I have medical insurance, so I can. If you like this video, please leave a comment, like, comment, subscribe. Please join our family. There's quite a few of us, most of us who are not posting regularly, but I tend to post once a week. I'll see you guys next video. Hopefully someone else uploads this week. Derek uploaded a video. There we go. Check out Derek's video. He uploaded 2 days ago. Bye.